This is a 1966 F100 custom cab chassis. We've never done a candy paint job as a shop, and this customer has challenged us to do something we've never done before in our company's history. Build a very bespoke, high-level build in less than a 2-year start-to-finish time period. It's never been done before. We've been challenged. Challenge accepted. Let's jump into it. Hey everyone, this is Spencer with Fender Garage. Thank you so much for joining me. Behind me is sitting a 66 F100 two-wheel drive short bed custom cab. It's a really cool truck. This is the chassis we have ready for it. We're just finishing up some wiring right now. Before we jump into this, because there's a lot of cool stuff to dive into, let's first go look at something a little bit cooler, which is going to be the brand new painted cab and fenders and everything that'll be sitting on this chassis here in just a couple weeks' time. This truck in particular that we're about to look at, like I said, 66 F100. It's a custom cab. Now, that is something that they have original badges that were on the truck that say custom cab. It was a trim level that Ford had. The 66 custom cabs was Ford pivoting where trucks were no longer just workhorses. They were a daily driver piece. They could be used in car-like settings, not just in traditional truck workhorse type of settings. So, especially in 65 and 66, when they came out with the twin I-beam suspension, these things came with optional power steering, optional radio, they had optional upgraded upholstery, and they had optional headliner. And the goal from Ford on these trucks was create a more elegant daily driver for the consumer, not just a work truck. So there's a lot of fun, unique little features about the truck and the original body. The customer was super into that. So he was very adamant up front that we did a 66 custom cab. So he had to go find one. Pretty sure it was in a farm field in Minnesota. Sent it to us. It was actually a long bed when it showed up. So we ended up finding a short bed version of the truck. And that was cheaper for us to buy a $10,000 donor and fuse the two together than try and cut that down to a short bed from a long bed. Anyways, really cool truck, a lot of fun history. Ford's got a good way of doing things. This customer, I've never had somebody look at paint samplers that we've sprayed and go back to the drawing board. He's the first one. Good for him. That's how you should be as a customer, is get what you want, get what you're paying for, don't settle. He was very, very passionate that the paint job was not red. He was very, very adamant that he wanted more of a candy color. He wanted a lot of pearl in it. He wanted a lot of pop in it when this thing gets in the sun. But more importantly than anything, it needed to be more of a burgundy, no cherry. So very wine color. He found a house of color that he really liked. It's their brandywine, their candy brandywine color is what he picked out. And we mix it up and we put a ton of work into the body, just making sure all the lines, gaps, everything was absolutely perfect. He made light of it. He said, I had no idea you could put this much money into a body. There's a lot to be said about the condition of the body and what it was when it was done. But this guy, when he reached out to us, he knew what he wanted. Some guys, they'll buy the frame from us. They'll kind of, hey, maybe I want you to build the truck. Right off the rip, he saw a truck that we'd built. It was a 1956 big window called Merlot. Had some Mustang influence. He loved the color scheme. He loved the cherry wine color, the Merlot color of it. So the color-wise, he was blown away by it, and he was like, I want to put my own spin on that for my own truck. So we've kind of fused a few very unique and fun ideas together. You got 66 custom cab, short bed, very unique trim package to begin with. The gauges are unique. They are different gauge cluster than any of the other trucks. They were designed to be more horizontal because cars at the time had more of a horizontal gauge cluster. So basically this was their attempt at making a truck that could also double as a car for somebody. Hence the optional power steering, optional upgraded upholstery. It's cool, there's a compartment on the bed of the long bed that was designed so that if somebody wanted to put stuff in there and not get it dirty, they had a separate compartment. We added that compartment to the short bed of this truck to retain that. So you can see what our guys are doing here is they're just doing the final cut buff polish, getting this thing perfect where the clear coat can set and this thing is good. So the clear coat sat for a few days. We wanted to make sure it was good. Now we're just going through for the final run, and then the cab will come and sit on the chassis permanently for the rest of its life. Anyways, really, really cool. I love the candy color. We've never done a candy paint job as a shop. We've always done 3-stage paint jobs. We've always done some fun stuff before. And speaking of challenge, I haven't even talked about the craziest part, which is timeline. This customer, he's getting up in years. He's got a lot of life on him. He's a great dude. This was kind of him being like, I'm getting really old in life. I want to spend my money on what I want to spend it on. I want to get exactly what I want. But because of that, he said, I want the truck as soon as I can possibly get it. Which a lot of times when we deal with these guys, they're a little bit more casual. They're more whenever you can get it to us, whenever it fits in the schedule. His vision was, can this be done in a year? Can't quite get done in a year unless we're cutting corners. So Now it's turned into in an 18 to 24 month timeline, can we do a full start to finish, cradle to grave designer series? I think we've accidentally set too fast of a pace with our revival series. People now are used to a truck getting churned out in 6 to 8 months. That is not the norm, not just for us, but for any shop. When you throw paint and body into the mix, it's pretty unrealistic getting a full start to finish build done in 18 months. We're kind of on track for that right now, which has been so cool. And it's funny because this is kind of a fusion of two different trucks. We started with one truck. We thought it was going to be a short bed. Apparently it was a long bed. And then we sourced a donor truck. And then we found on that new donor truck, hey, some of these panels are actually in a little bit better shape than the original ones. Let's go through all the individual components. So this is your cab right here. It's about to get undercoated. So we're just doing the final prime sand, get everything ready. That'll get a full undercoating on it. Then you got the doors over here. This is a single cab truck, so you just have driver and passenger doors. Then next to that, you're gonna have your two front fenders. I love the slick side trucks, the 61 to 66. It's another thing Ford tried to do for the body style is eliminate body lines where they could. So it's more curvy, it's more car-like. We'll try to play on some of that in the interior if we can. So there's a lot of radiuses and not a lot of hard edges, which is kind of fun. So those are your inner fenders. As you notice, it's kind of a staple for us. We'll like to do a matte finish on the inside of the engine bay. So the underside of the hood's gonna be matte and the inner fenders are gonna be matte. So the goal is you pop the hood and engine bay is the same color, but matte, not gloss. This is a thing, man, I almost forgot about this. One of the coolest parts of this whole project is sitting behind me, and that's the guy's tonneau cover. So this is a full tonneau cover. We got it from our boys over at Pros Pick. They're awesome. Hit us up, hit them up directly. They make a great product. So that's one of their tonneau covers that was built to fit direct for the customer's truck. And it's got actuators on it, so he'll be able to click a button and raise it up and down. The cool thing this guy is doing that doesn't happen often is we are, to the best of our ability, weather sealing that. So we're gonna run rubber and we're gonna run weather sealing so that he can put his luggage in there if they go on trips and there won't get any rain in there, won't get any dust in there. He should feel comfortable going out on a road trip and not having to worry about all my luggage is in the bed, it got wet. So the one thing that you're not looking at here is the bed. We're gonna do a bug with the bed that we had to fix on it. So this is the guy's bed back here. So we're just getting things ready so it can go through final paint. But that's what I was talking about is the door down there. Because it was originally a long bed, the replacement bed, to my knowledge, did not have a door on it. It was the long bed version that did. And so in order to keep it a true custom cab, we added that door to the short bed version of it. But yeah, he'll put his luggage in here and we might work in some sort of fun light system when he opens the tonneau cover where it illuminates the bed, or when he opens his fuel door that it shines a light in there so he knows where to put the fuel. Anyways, fun trip to the body shop. We don't end up here often, but anyways, that's his bed. That's the last component that needs to get painted. We were just correcting something real quick and then it's flying through the paint booth and we're to the races on this. So speed and quality were the goal. Obviously that has something to say about budget. You rarely get all three in the triangle. So that's the two that we picked, was getting the nicest truck that you could get and getting it done as quickly as we could. So chassis is over here in our assembly line. This is our designer series line. These are for our very bespoke builds, the one that we're painting, doing custom work to. So we're just mapping out all the final components and the wiring on this chassis because cab's gonna be ready to go back on here in the next couple of days. So initially we talked about just doing normal Coyote. Then it was, if we're gonna go this far, why not put a supercharger on it? Again, this was another kind of Merlot influenced. He saw the video of that thing, how it performed, and it's gonna be awesome. He has specifically requested that push this thing hard because this guy has a lot of projects. He has a really cool collection. He wants to know when he gets this thing, we've tested its capabilities and he doesn't have to be the first person to get this thing to top speed or see what it can do. So big thing on this truck is this is our level 1 chassis. We'll get back there, but you'll notice there's not a big C-notch on this thing. That was because in order to pay the period correctness, the customer didn't want us to lower it too significantly. He really wanted the original nature of the truck to show through. So on our level 1 chassis, or we're calling this our street chassis, you don't have to make modifications to your body. So if you're somebody that might be interested in a frame like this, that was why we went the street chassis direction, or the level 1 chassis, was to avoid any type of cutting or modifying. So bed, inner fenders, cab, everything will bolt back on like it was the original truck. So like these body mounts, these bushings are just factory replacements for the original chassis. They all fit in the exact same spot that the original truck did. It's a fully boxed and welded frame. You have your front independent front suspensions. You're gonna have your control arms, your coilovers. We got 14-inch Willwood disc brakes. You're gonna have a hydraulic steering, custom FFG spindles. So this is the Gen 4 Illuminator Coyote, has a 3-liter Whipple on it. It should make about 750 horse out of the box. All depends on headers, tune, wheels and tires. Not sure in the exact number, but somewhere in that 800 range is pretty fair. A lot of fun. We got the 10-speed automatic transmission. We went back and forth about a manual a little bit. It just didn't really make sense. There's something to be said about an automatic transmission and how much more comfortable it makes the driving experience. So this is his e-brake. So he's gonna have a little button on his dash where he can turn on the e-brake if he wants to. So we do custom headers, stainless exhaust all the way back. We did 3-inch exhaust on this. That's kind of standard for us if we're gonna put boost on something or put a blower on it. 4-inch aluminum drive shaft. It's built to handle a lot of power, which is exactly what we're pushing to this thing. So it worked out really well for us. And yeah, you can kind of see as we've started to kind of run some of the wiring through the chassis. So there's the control pack that's on the motor. And then there's our plug and play wiring harness. We actually just started selling these on the website. We have 67 to 72 right now, and then we're gonna work into some of the other popular year ranges. So it's kind of what this looks like. These are your battery cables run through the frame rail. And we'll run bulkheads, make sure that we don't want any wires scraping or cutting, or you don't want to risk that long-term something happens here. Anyway, some other goodies. We sell these exhaust hangers that we actually mount the exhaust onto the frame rail too, so that's a fun thing. You got stainless brake lines running all the way down, and then the fuel lines we actually run inside the frame rail. Just clean things up, make them look nice. And then your aluminum fuel tank sits in the back here. We've had a lot of questions about this. Let me clear the air. These are not cosmetic. These are only because we don't want to scratch a tank the whole time we're working on the truck. I've had people reach out wanting to buy these from us. They want to know what they are. We just happen to have an in-shop upholstery department, so why not? This just keeps us where if we're working on it, you just don't want too many scuffs or scratches. Will it get seen? No, but you just never want it. Anyways, 19 or 20 gallon tank, I believe it's 20 gallon. Should get about 300 miles of range depending on how you drive it. We're gonna put a set of wheels on. I'm not 100% on brand, either Shots or Avant-Garde. It's gonna be a really nice truck, so we gotta put some nice wheels on it to match. But the overall look of this thing is gonna be pretty fun. Jason really, again, customer had a vision. He knew what he wanted coming into this. Jason wanted more of the Cerakote look. Actually a lot like what I'm looking at right here. We've done this a lot where they'll do all Cerakoted trim and things like that. And it kind of just plays well. The customer wanted a balance. So on the 66 truck, actually if you're down, we can look at this one as kind of what I'm talking about. So on a 66 truck, you have this side trim right here. Some guys opt to delete it, some guys opt to keep it. As you might have noticed in the door, there were the holes for this trim. So this trim's gonna go back on. I believe aftermarket trim does exist. It's just not great quality. No disrespect to whoever might produce that. I'm honestly not 100% sure. Just that I know that our shop hasn't had the greatest time of it. So in a situation like the customer over there, because it was a long bed, we actually have to cut that trim down to a short bed, and then we have to get it fully re-chromed and refinished. And then your wheels are gonna be a bronze Cerakote, but the hoop is going to be a polished tube or brushed tube. So interior, he loved Merlot, so we're gonna do something similar. We're gonna do some cool bucket seats, and then we're gonna do a really fun custom center console. We're trying to find opportunities where we can kind of play on the body lines in the center console. If you look at the front fenders of the truck and kind of how they swoop and curl, there's something we can bring into the center console that looks like that. We would love to. And otherwise, it's just gonna be a blast. This is a really cool customer. It was refreshing because he's done hot rods before. He had a point of reference, and that usually allows us to over-deliver. We're very clear on our invoices. We're clear about how we communicate on a weekly basis. We really try to do things as a shop that sets us apart from a traditional shop, if you will, at least what the industry standards might be. I've gotten to know the customer really well. I've gotten to know his wife. They come down on occasion. They're awesome to work with. And so talking with the customers, it's fun to help him raise his standards where, like, there was a comment that was made that was pretty funny early in the process where he's like, hey, you better make sure both my taillights work. Like, I don't want to get pulled over because I don't have a taillight working. And I'm like, man, if that's what we're dealing with at the end of this, I think we sorely missed something. Like, so it's kind of fun. Like, but again, if you've hot rodded, you understand that it's nature of the beast. None of this was designed to work together. So you really are trying to fuse a ton of things from a ton of different places together and make it still an elegant product, which has been a lot of fun for us. We love making those trucks. So, but it's a lot of fun. This is gonna be a great truck for him. He's expressed clear intent. He wants us to drive it hard. He's gonna drive it hard. Expect the YouTube burnout video is what I'm saying, because it's gonna come per the customer's request. I love when guys do that, and that's our whole thing, 1,000 miles, the road to 1,000. If you have any questions, I know I've said a lot. If there's anything that you noticed throughout the video that you didn't see that you want clarification on, reach out to us. There's more specs involved than I could ever cover in one video. If there's anything that you want to see about this truck, anything in the background of the video that you want to see, call that out too. Overall, we want your feedback. We care about making this a fun experience for everybody, but we're grateful that you joined. Hopefully you made it to the end of the video, and you'll tune in for the next videos because there's a lot coming up. Not just this truck, but a ton all around the shop. Things are going to move pretty quickly, so follow along, and yeah, we're happy to have you. Thanks.